What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and having a great day. The sky has cleared up. We got a little bit more blue sky than we did a bit earlier, but today we are reviewing the 2023 Subaru Outback Limited. Huge thank you to Tyler Wright over at Stohlman Subaru of Sterling, Virginia for allowing me to do this review for you guys today. If you guys are interested in this particular Outback or any Subaru product, I'll be sure to have Tyler's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. Before we move into the exterior and performance part of this video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you guys would give this video a big thumbs up as well as hit that subscribe button. All those likes, comments, and subscriptions really help to make my channel grow, and YouTube will promote my videos more the more likes, comments, and subscriptions that I do get. So I greatly appreciate it if you guys would do that. But with that said, let's move into the exterior and performance. So like I said, this is a 2023 Subaru Outback Limited, and this particular one has been painted in magnetite gray metallic. So for 2023, all Outbacks across all trim levels got slightly revised styling with a larger front grille as well as a new front bumper and slightly updated headlights. So we'll start at our headlights, then we'll work our way down and around this Outback Limited. So you do get LED steering responsive headlights with high beam assist as well as LED daytime running lights. Then towards the bottom of your front bumper is where you will find your LED fog lights. Taking a step over to the left is where you'll find your satin black grille with your Subaru emblem at the center of it. Just to the right and left of your Subaru emblem is where you'll find your two gray metallic bars. So you got one right here and then one over here as well. Then towards the bottom of your front bumper is where you'll find this bright silver metallic trim piece. You'll see once we move to the back, there is the same exact trim piece just on the rear bumper. You also get satin black cladding that flares in just below your headlights. You can see it comes up and then flares in below both of your headlights. And then also you get extended cladding around your wheel wells that is also in satin black. But just below that cladding is where you'll find your 18-inch alloy wheels with a machined aluminum face and dark gray pockets. You can see the machined aluminum face and then dark gray metallic pockets. They are wrapped in a Yokohama all-season tire. I'll give you guys a view of that tread pattern right there. And then working our way up to the windshield, you do get improved eyesight cameras with a wider camera view for 2022. You can't really see them with the camera, but there's one right there and one over there as well. And they did get a wider field of view for 2023. Right here you have your crystal black side mirrors with integrated turn signals, as well as these mirrors are heated, and you will find your blind spot monitoring on the inside of your side view mirrors. So you got one right here on your driver's side and the same thing right about there on your passenger side mirror. This Outback also has the optional $285 auto dimming exterior mirrors. So if you have somebody behind you at night with their high beams on, both of your side view exterior mirrors will dim, which is a very, very nice feature to option this Outback with. But at the top of the Outback is where you'll find raised roof rails in black. And I just did a video with the Outback Touring XT, and right here and right here on that were like a silver color, whereas on here they are in black, and I think the black looks a bit better, just my personal opinion. You also get chrome window trim as well as body color door handles, and then satin cladding at the bottom of your passenger doors. And then on your rear two passenger doors, you can see you have your Outback lettering. So we're going to do a little side profile view. That's what it looks like on the side. And then working our way to the business end of the Outback, let's start at the top and work our way down. You do get a shark fin antenna also in satin black. There is your third brake light. You have your single speed rear wiper as well as your Subaru emblem. Just below that, just below your Subaru emblem, is where you will find your backup camera, which is located right there. And then you also get a satin black rear bumper with 4 sensors, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You also get a reflector on the driver's side and a reflector on the passenger side. And like I mentioned when we were at the front, you also have another silver metallic trim piece, just like you would find at the front. So this is exactly basically the same as what you would find at the front. You get the satin black front bumper, satin black rear bumper, and then you have this trim piece. It looks absolutely fantastic, and it complements the front end very, very nicely. You also get a power liftgate. So just coming right below your Subaru emblem, you'll find this pad. Press on the pad and the power liftgate will open up. can see you have the all-weather floor mats. You can see you have something that looks like a door handle. So if you pull on that, your second row seats will drop. Boom. Same thing on the driver's side. Boom. Second row seats drop. You have another spot where you can set your groceries. You can hang your groceries on that. Same thing for this side as well. It's a nice feature to have. 12-volt power outlet, as well as a little bit of storage space over here. And you have a Harman Kardon speaker, and then just underneath your trunk is where you'll find your jack as well as your tow hook. So you can see all the stuff you need to jack up the vehicle and replace the tire with your spare tire, which is located just under that. Boom, boom. That is what it looks like in the rear. You have a good amount of storage space back here, as well as this will retract out, so when you close your trunk, nobody can see what contents you have in your trunk when the trunk is closed. So boom, press that. The power lift gate will come down. And then if you guys were wondering about tow capacity with this particular Outback, the max tow capacity as shown here is 2,700 pounds. And last but not least, this particular Outback also has the optional $195 splash guards, which you will find behind all 4 tires. So that's your splash guard. You got another one up there, and then obviously on the driver's side as well. And then you have your filler neck in here. Boom, boom, unscrew that, and yeah, that's about that. Once you lock the vehicle though, you cannot open that, which is a nice thing. But let me know what you guys think of the 2023 Subaru Outback Limited in the comment section down below. I also have another video with a 2023 Subaru Outback Touring XT, which I will link right here if you guys want to compare the Limited to the Touring XT. I like this gray color, but I also like the white of the Touring XT as well. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But with that said, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 2.5 liter boxer 4-cylinder that makes 182 horsepower and 176 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a linear-tronic continuously variable transmission with an 8-speed manual shift mode for a 0 to 60 time in 8.7 seconds. If you guys were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 26 miles per gallon in the city, 32 miles per gallon on the highway for 28 miles per gallon combined. But if you guys are enjoying the video so far today, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button like I preached to you guys towards the beginning of this video. All those likes, comments, and subscriptions really help to make my channel grow and help me achieve my dream of doing this as a full-time job. So I greatly appreciate it if you guys would like, comment, and subscribe. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into the interior. All right, guys, moving into the interior. This is 2023 after all, so you do get keyless access. So all you got to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and the vehicle will unlock. Comparing this to the Touring XT that I just did a video with, when you would lock the vehicle, the side view mirrors would fold in. When you would unlock the vehicle, they would fold back out. But that's because the Touring XT has power folding side view mirrors, whereas this one has manual folding side view mirrors. Just something that I thought I would point out. But taking a look at the door panel, you get some beautiful leather wrapping with some accent colored stitching, nicely padded armrest that is also leather wrapped with accent colored stitching, black trim piece, aluminum door handle, 2 memory seat adjustment settings. And then, like I said, this is where your power folding side view mirrors would be on the Touring XT, but you do get power adjustable side view mirrors, lock and unlock button, automatic up and down windows at all 4 corners, and then pressing this button will lock the window privileges for your passengers. And then towards the bottom of the door panel, you got a spot where you can set a water bottle and some other miscellaneous items. This particular Outback Limited does have the Harman Kardon sound system, which sounds fantastic. You also get a 12-way power driver seat, and I believe it's an 8-way power passenger seat. You can see that it is perforated leather. However, this only comes with heated seats. You do not get ventilated seats. So you get the perforated leather, but you do not get ventilated seats. And one thing that I do like about these seats is that you do get a thigh extension. So let's step into the interior and let's see what's going on in here. So we'll work our way from here over here to those rear seats. So let me close the door because the bugs are a little bit obnoxious, and let's see what's going on over here. So right here, this is your power lift gate button. This is your hands-free power liftgate on or off button. This is your dial to either brighten and or dim your backlit gauges as well as your backlit buttons. But let's fire up the vehicle. Like I said, you do get keyless access, which means you do get push button start. So all you got to do, foot on brake and push to start. The vehicle will fire up. I'm going to turn the radio down because I know that it's going to start blasting. And I'm also going to turn the climate off. So now the climate is off, so we won't be worried about interruptions. So you can see right there, you have a trip reset button, and you can see up top here, it says A, and that's your odometer that says 13 miles, and then it says 13.4 above that. If I press this trip reset button, that will reset the top number back down to 0.0. So that is your trip reset. You have a trip A and a trip B. This is your turn signal as well as your headlight stalk. So let's turn on the turn signals. That's what your turn signals sound like, and then let's turn our headlights on. So if I flip this all the way up, that is headlights on, that is daytime running lights on, that is headlights on automatic, and that is headlights off. If I go back to headlights automatic and I turn my fog lights on, they will not turn on. However, if I turn my headlights on, then you can see my fog lights are on. So your headlights have to be on in order for you to turn your fog lights on. We'll turn our fog lights off. We'll turn our headlights back to automatic, and let's take a look at this steering wheel. So you do get a leather wrapped steering wheel, and this steering wheel is heated. Here is your heated steering wheel function. I drive with my right hand, so it's easy for me to just boom, heated steering wheel is on. You can see it lights up in amber. That lets you know that your heated steering wheel is on. Click that again, heated steering wheel turns back off. Like I said, this does have a continuously variable transmission. However, it does have an 8-speed manual shift mode. So to go into that, you got to go into drive and push this over to the left, and then you can control the upshifts and downshifts with your downshift paddle on the left hand side of the steering wheel and your upshift paddle on the right hand side of the steering wheel. We'll throw it back into park. This is to go back on the track. This is to go forward on the track. This is to switch in between your AM, FM, Sirius XM, iPod, CD, Bluetooth audio, all your different sources. These buttons right here control your productivity screen. So let's go throughout that. So right now, that is your fuel range. Go into our time as well as ambient exterior temperature. That's our Bluetooth audio stuff. That is our navigation stuff. That is our compass. That is the TPMS sensors. This lets you know, so when your auto stop start engages at a traffic light, it tells you how long it's been engaged for and how much fuel you are saving. It's pretty cool. I'll show you guys that in the driving portion of the video. That's some more trip information stuff. And then we're back to this screen. This is to pick up on a phone call. This is to hang up on a phone call and or mute the audio. This is to speak to the vehicle. This is to lower the volume. This is to raise the volume of the stereo. Let's take a listen to the horn. That is what your horn sounds like. Here are your adaptive cruise control settings. And let's talk about our gauge cluster. So you get an analog RPM gauge. You get an analog speedometer. That is your fuel gauge. This is your coolant temperature gauge. That lets us know that we are in park. That's our odometer. That's our digital speedometer readout. And then up top here, it says MPG. So when you're on the left-hand side where it has like the minus sign, that lets you know that you're getting worse fuel economy. When you're on the right-hand side where that plus sign is, that lets you know that you are getting better fuel economy. And then right when you're in the middle, you're getting so-so fuel economy. This is our windshield wiper stock. Pull back, that will wash the front windshield. Push forward, that will wash the rear windshield. Right over here, this particular Outback does have the $2,060 option package 34, which comes with driver focus, which is a distraction mitigation system. And that will kind of read your eyes. So if, let's say, you know, you're falling asleep, you're drifting in and out of your lane, it will give you an auditory, like, wake the heck up, dude. It's not going to say that, but it will, you know, give you an auditory thing that wakes you up from, you know, sleeping and dazing out and potentially crashing the vehicle. So that's a very nice thing to have. And then just below that is where you will find your Starlink 11.6-inch touch infotainment system with navigation, wireless Apple CarPlay, and wireless Android Auto. That 11.6-inch Starlink infotainment with navigation is a part of also the $2,060 option package 34, as is the Harman Kardon sound system, the heated steering wheel, and the power moonroof. But let's talk about this screen. If I press this, this is my hazard button. It's got a little plastic piece on it right now. So you take that off once you take delivery of the vehicle. But let's take a listen to our hazards. Boom, hazard button. This is our volume knob. That is our tuning knob. If I press and hold on this, that will turn the screen off. You can see it's powering off, blah, blah, blah. Touch anywhere on the screen. Actually, I gotta hold it again. and it will turn back on. If I press just like that, that will mute the radio. Press that again, it will unmute the radio. That is our front defroster. Here are the controls for the temperature for the driver. Here are the controls for the temperature for the passenger. This is a dual zone climate control vehicle. This is our defroster for our rear glass. Tuning knob, like I mentioned, and that lets you know if your passenger airbag is on or off. And then just above that is your chime or your light for, let's say you're driving down the street and this person doesn't have their seatbelt on. That's where it will let you know that. And then, like I said, dual zone climate control vehicle. Here is your climate control stack. You get heated front seats with 3 levels of adjustability. And then if you guys want your climate control stack to take up the majority of the screen, click right here, and then boom, pops up on your whole screen. That's what that looks like. We'll exit out of that, and then we'll go into here. You can turn your auto stop start on or off by pressing on that button. That is your home button. This is your like phone settings stuff, and then this is your different driver profiles, and then over here this is your vehicle stuff. So you got your vehicle dynamics control, you got your X mode, you got your cruise control stuff, auto vehicle hold, steering responsive headlights, auto stop start. Here's your driving assistance stuff that you can you know, set to your liking. And then here are more settings. This is your home button, which brings you to your home screen. You can see up top here, ambient exterior temperature. That is your time. That lets us know what is playing on Apple CarPlay. You got your map, radio, media, phone, app, Subaru Starlink, My Subaru, Apple CarPlay, settings. Go over to here, car info, display off, valet mode, auto vehicle hold, vehicle dynamics control on or off, and you have a shortcut button. And you can see HVAC vent, another HVAC vent, nice leather wrapping, accent colored stitching, a great spot you could set your phone, or where the passenger could set their phone. HVAC vent, door panel on the passenger side looks pretty much the exact same as the door panel on the driver's side. This is your electronic parking brake, auxiliary jack, USB-C port, USB-A port, another great spot you can set your phone, either if you're the passenger or the driver. Here is your gear shift selector. I like how notchy it is going into park, reverse, neutral, drive. And like I said, if you push this over to the left, that puts you in manual mode, and then you can control the transmission with your paddles behind the steering wheel, upshift and downshift, downshift, upshift. And go back into park. You got 2 cup holders, and one thing I like about them is that they're very deep, and you can see how big that water bottle is, and boom, it goes all the way down in there. You get a nicely padded center fold down armrest with some accent colored stitching. And one thing that's kind of interesting about it is that you can open it up either all the way, and right here you have your 12-volt power outlet, but you can also open it up like this, and then you just have a spot where you could set either business cards or any small items that are shorter than that. Closing that, let's open up our lockable glove box. You can set your owner's manual, some napkins, some straws, and stuff like that. That glove box is lockable. Right here is where you'll find your auto dimming rear view mirror with a compass up top here, and your universal garage door opener on the lower left hand side of that. You can turn your auto dimming mirror on or off by the press of that button. Now it's off, now it is on. Great spot you can set a pair of sunglasses, Subaru Starlink stuff right up top here. If I have this pushed over to the left, now when I open up the door, those dome lights will not turn on. Push this over to the left, and when I open up the door, those lights will turn on. So I like to keep it on that. And then you have a power moonroof that does also come a part of the $2,060 option package 34. Like I said, you get a power moonroof with that. Boom, pull back on that and your moonroof will open up. Push forward on that and it will close. And we'll close that again. And yeah, that's about it for that. This is your driver light. This is your passenger light. Boom, boom. And then you have your vanity mirror with 2 vanity lights. You can see me, what's up? Same thing for the passenger side as well, vanity mirror, 2 vanity lights. And what I like about these 2 visors is that you can set your registration here, business cards, or money, some small paper item, same thing for that side. And then also another thing I like about these visors is that if I pull back on this, I can slide these backwards. So if the sun is over here, I can slide it backwards. If the sun's no longer there, I can slide that forward, then boom, boom, and it is back in its position. A couple things that I wanted to, read off to you guys that this particular Outback does have is that this does have heated front seats, like I mentioned, heated steering wheel, like I mentioned, adaptive cruise control with lane centering. You get 12-way driver and 8-way power passenger front seats. You get heated outboard rear seats, and then I'm going to read the window sticker off to you guys, as well as some safety features. So some safety features include, I'll put that on screen right now: symmetrical all-wheel drive, vehicle dynamics control, eyesight driver assistance system with automatic emergency steering, a reverse automatic braking system, Subaru advanced frontal airbag system, driver side knee and front passenger seat cushion airbags, side curtain airbags with rollover sensor, front seat side impact airbags, whiplash protection front seats, 4-wheel anti-lock ABS disc brakes with brake assist, brake override system and safety pedal system, blind spot detection with rear cross traffic alert, anti-theft alarm and immobilizer system, a rear vision camera and rear seat reminder. And while we have that on screen, we might as well throw up the comfort, convenience, and interior stuff so you guys can read over that right now. Like I mentioned, you get that dual zone climate control, adaptive cruise control, heated outboard rear seats, and you can pause your screen and take a look at those other things that come standard on this Outback Limited. And while we have that stuff on screen, we might as well throw the entire window sticker on screen, which I'll do right now. So let's talk about some of the other options that this has. So this does have the $285 exterior auto dimming mirrors, those $195 splash guards, and the $141 all-weather floor liners. And last but not least, let's talk about the MSRP. So the MSRP of this particular Outback Limited is $39,201. Let me know what you guys think of that price in the comment section down below. I think that's a very, very good price, considering that you get pretty much a fully loaded vehicle. Yes, it's not quite as luxurious as the Outback Touring XT. However, you're going to pay a little bit more for the Outback Touring XT by about $5,000, give or take a few cents. So, you know, it's up to you whether the Touring XT is worth it. However, I think this is a happy medium between those two vehicles. I think this one is still very, very nice. However, it doesn't quite have all the options of the Touring XT. But I want to show you guys what's going on in those rear seats. So I will unlock those rear doors and let's take a look what's going on back here. So door panel looks pretty similar to what you would find at the front, with some leather wrapping, a nicely padded armrest with some accent colored stitching, automatic up and down rear window, aluminum door handle, some miscellaneous storage, and a spot you can set a water bottle. Let's fold these seats up, and I'm gonna fold these other seats up as well, because you do also get a center fold down armrest with 2 cup holders. This armrest is nicely padded and leather wrapped. Like I mentioned, the second row outboard seats are heated with 2 levels of adjustability. So I got a heated seat, this person's got a heated seat, the person in the middle does not get a heated seat. 2 HVAC vents, as well as a USB-C port and a USB-A port. You get 2 seat back pockets on both sides. So you got one up top here and then one on the bottom. Same thing on this side, boom. And then you get these at the bottom of that seat back pocket. And then one thing that I didn't show on the Outback Touring XT video that I wish I would have, and maybe I'll throw this clip in on that video, but one thing that's nice about these headrests is that you can fold these forward. So if you're on a long road trip, tired of having your neck or holding your neck up by yourself, you can push this headrest forward and rest your head on this. Very, very nice thing to have. However, if you're just driving day-to-day traffic and you can hold your neck up by yourself, boom, boom, and it will go back into its original position. So you can go that setting, that setting, that setting, that setting, that setting, and that setting is the most extreme, or boom, and then it goes all the way back. The passenger sides does that as well. Very, very nice. Got an O-poop handle, as well as a spot you can set your dry cleaning, and another O-poop handle over here. Obviously that guy gets one, this guy gets one, this guy gets one, and this person gets one. Again, the middle seat does not have one of those as well. And then you have your dome light up top here. So yeah, that's about it for this part of the video. You know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, guys, and now on to the driving portion of the video. Take a look at these trees here for a second. It's absolutely beautiful. It is fall time around here, and this is the first year that I've really noticed like the leaves change. I guess in years prior I haven't really paid attention, but we rate vehicles going over these speed bumps. So I guess I do. We go 5 miles an hour over the speed bump, and then we give them a rating 1 to 10. Nothing is ever a 10. 9 is pretty much dang near perfect. Driving monitoring system disabled, probably because I have the camera on my face, but I give this thing a 7.9 out of 10. It rides just as well as the Touring XT I just did a video with. These suspensions are just so good, and they soak up bumps very, very well. So very nice suspension, and I'm assuming that this thing's probably going to drive very similar, if not the same, as the Touring XT, and the Touring XT drove very, very well. It's just the only real difference I think I'm going to notice while driving the vehicle is the lack of power, or not the lack of power, but the delta in power between this and the Touring XT, which had the 2.4 liter Boxer turbocharged 4-cylinder, whereas this has the 2.5 liter Boxer 4-cylinder, which is not turbocharged, it's naturally aspirated. And I think the delta power difference is about, I think it's 80 horsepower, so a pretty decent amount of power. So let's do a little acceleration, nothing crazy, just something greater than I would normally do. And I don't think that this thing is slow by any means. It's just definitely not as fast as the 2.4 liter. But to upgrade to the 2.4 liter is a $6,000 charge, or $5,000 and some change, almost $6,000. So, it's like, okay, is the extra power worth $6,000? And in my opinion, if I had the money and I wasn't so worried about like having, I wasn't so budget conscientious, then I would say yes, the 2.4 liter is worth the additional cost. However, if I was on a budget and I didn't really care that much about how much power my car had, I just want something that's going from point A to point B and it will do it, totally fine, then I don't think it would be worth the $6,000 charge. But me, I like power, and if I had the money, like I said, I would upgrade to the 2.4 liter turbo engine. Reason being is that thing really surprised me on how much power that it had. I did a 0 to 60 test, and around 3,000 RPMs, man, that motor really it started pulling a lot harder than I expected it to. I expected it to have, a good amount of power. I think it had 260 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque. And I mean, it really surprised me how much power that it had. And comparing that to this, I mean, I can definitely tell that this thing's got less power, especially when getting up into like 3,000 RPM or the 3,000 RPM range. I definitely noticed that this thing has less power, but obviously it's going to have less power. This is the naturally aspirated motor as compared to the turbo motor. And another thing is that this thing gets better fuel economy than the turbo motor as well. So this thing still has all-wheel drive, but it's getting 3 to 4 miles per gallon better in the city and on the highway. So that's another thing to just keep in mind. I believe this thing does like 28 miles per gallon combined, whereas the Touring XT with the 2.4 liter turbo was doing about 25 miles per gallon combined. So you can see the delta difference there. So it's all personal preference. You guys want more power? Okay, well then get the 2.4 liter turbo Boxer 4-cylinder. If you guys don't care, you just want to get from point A to point B, you want better fuel economy, then this is the standard engine. So just get the standard 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. It's still a great motor, and it still's got plenty of get up and go. Yeah, it's gonna have to rev out a little bit higher than the 2.4 just because it doesn't have as much power, but it's still, like I said, it's got plenty of get up and go. If you're going to be using this as a daily driver, you want something, like I said, that gets good fuel economy, this motor is totally fine. It's a great motor for daily drivability and stuff like that. One thing also that I'm noticing between this and the Touring XT is that the Touring XT seemed to have a nicer leather material around the steering wheel. It was like a little bit softer, and that's just something I thought I would notice. However, the other one was still, had a heated steering wheel. This one's got a heated steering wheel. Same screen, same gauge cluster and stuff. So, I mean, this thing is still very nice. I believe this thing also has the exact same wheels as the Touring XT as well. I don't really notice any differences between the suspension on this as compared to the Touring XT. Sound system, like I said, this thing's got the Harman Kardon sound system. I wish I could play something for you guys. Actually, I guess I could play for something for you guys. Sound system is fantastic. Hold on one sec, I'll play a copyright-free song. All right, so the song that I wanted to play for some reason has been taken off of Apple Music, but this is the perfect time to tell you guys that you can see how it's counting how much time auto stop start has been off, and it's also showing you how much fuel you have saved. So I think that's pretty cool, and that's what I was telling you guys about on the interior part of the review. However, I still have a song that I'm going to play for you guys to show you guys the Harman Kardon sound system. I still don't think the camera's going to pick it up all that well, but I'll still play it regardless.
Seem like every captain gotta maintain the cap. You can make change, don't change for that. Tell the whole truth, get paid for that. Bet you never fall off, you was made for that. You gotta be who you really
hear the bass?
On the inside. They ain't really who they say on the outside. You gotta be who you really be, shine from the inside.
Regardless if you like that kind of music or not, I just wanted to show you guys the bass of the sound system, the clarity of the sound system, because it sounds very, very good. And you know, I played a little bit of rap on it now. That was my first rap song I actually played, and it sounded very good. And I've also played a little bit of classic rock, and it plays both of those genres very, very well. So whether you like classic rock, whether you like classic cool, whether you like rap, it's gonna play the music, and I think you guys are gonna be happy with the clarity and the bass of the sound system, whether no matter what genre you are playing. We'll get into this lane here real quick. And another thing, I guess, that is different between this and the Touring XT is that the Touring XT had the rear view camera mirror, whereas this one does not. And I like the rear view camera mirror because it helps you with your blind spot. So let's say, you know, you got somebody in your blind spot. Yes, you do have the blind spot monitoring, and you can see that light up right there. However, with the rear view camera mirror, you also have a wider view of what's going on behind you, so it really helps. This, in collaboration with the blind spot monitoring, you should never get in an accident like turning into somebody in your blind spot. But with this, you only have that one blind spot monitoring on your side view mirrors. You do not get the rear view camera mirror, which I really don't think is a big deal. I am a fan of the rear view camera mirror, and it's something that I thought I would point out. But, you know, sound system is very good. The ride is very good. The acceleration, you know, it's not quite as good as what you'd find with the 2.4 liter turbo, but it still has got plenty of get up and go for a daily driver. It's got better fuel economy than the 2.4 liter, and it costs less than the 2.4 liter. So to summarize the vehicle, nice ride, good power. I like the wireless Apple CarPlay and the wireless Android Auto, and the sound system is very, very good. But let's skip to that 0 to 60 test right now. All right, guys, we're pulling up to the spot where we do our 0 to 60 tests. We'll come up to a stop, and then we'll floor it in 3, 2, 1, floored. .60. Yeah, definitely not quite as quick as the 0 to 60 test that we just did with the Touring XT with that 2.4 liter turbo 4-cylinder. However, still, you know, plenty of acceleration. You don't really have to worry about it being too slow. I mean, obviously it's not super quick, but you know, like I said, if you guys don't care about speed, you just need something that's going to get you from point A to point B and still give you enough power to merge into traffic, then the 2.5 liter will suit you just fine. Trust me, it's got enough power. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2022, and I cannot do that without the help of you guys. So if you guys would please help me get to my goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2022, I would greatly appreciate it. But with all that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.